All right, my beloved friends. After scaling so many ecom businesses over the last years, I'm going to show you some proof in a second. I finally, for the first time, mapped out the perfect plan for the perfect e-commerce business to get it ASAP from no matter where in the journey you are, from nothing to something, from zero to hero, from zero revenue to 100K a month, ASAP with the perfect e-commerce business mapped out. And I want to go over this in this video. Let's hop right into it. This is the perfect e-commerce business. I know this looks way too simple to be true, but at first we have the creative machine, then we need some ads. So the ads get fueled by the creative machine. We need a lot of winning creatives. That is always key. And then we have our store. So the creative machine fuel the ads fuel the store with potential customers, and the store turns potential customers into buyers. As far as simple, right? So, and at the end of this journey, we have us. Imagine that's us. Laying down on a lot of stacks of money. Okay, that's what we want. That's the end goal. That's why we are building this. Okay, like let's be honest with ourselves. We want to make money with this, right? So that's the goal. Let's be real. Okay, that's the way. And we will now go into every one of the action steps you need to take, or that I would, in hindsight, take to get the perfect e-commerce business. Not some shady e-com business with a lot of broken parts, but the perfect e-com business that's really working and everything in this machine is running smoothly ASAP. So let's get into it. Oh, I actually forgot the most important thing. Why should you even trust me? Few examples. Okay, here's one example. Here we went with one store from absolutely zero to over 30K a month within 1 month. Not too bad. So first month, basically, we made 30K. Not too bad. Second example, here we went in 1 year from 18K per month, you see that on the left side, to 277K per month, you see that on the right side. And if you go to some of my last YouTube videos, I can also link one below here. I often even reload pages with numbers like those. I think one of those examples, I think the second one actually, I reloaded those in one of the videos. So you see that the numbers are actually real. It's not fake. It's not Photoshop. You can check that out if you just check out that video down below. Right. So let's get back into it. And this is the machine. And we now want to focus on the first step that we need to take. And that is finding a profitable offer. And a lot of people talk about offers, no-brainer offer and stuff like that. And all they do is just bundle together 3 products and then bust a discount on it, and they call it a no-brainer offer. But that's not it, right? That's not really a no-brainer offer. So how do we actually get a no-brainer offer? Let's get into it. At first, for every one of those steps, I will tell you what it is, how I learned that this is absolutely necessary to get the perfect e-commerce business. And I often learned it the hard way. And then how you can exactly implement it. Clear action steps. All right, let's get it. So what it is. This is an offer that is so good, your audience would really feel stupid saying no to it. That is a no-brainer offer. If your buyer, potential buyer, comes onto your landing page from seeing the ad, we'll talk about that in a second, and he thinks, cool product, I might think about it, you don't have a no-brainer offer. But if the customer comes to your landing page and sees, whoa, that's exactly what solves my problem, and I get this for all of this for just this price, I mean, that's insane. Where's my credit card? So that is a no-brainer offer. That is exactly what this guy should think. Talked about that. And then how I learned that we absolutely need a no-brainer offer. So let's get into it. You can easily double your revenue by leaving everything the same in your business and just improving your offer. Pretty insane, right? I have a recent example for this. We just saw a 2x, no joke, increase in conversion rate by just changing the offer on the landing page and nothing else. Didn't change the ad, we didn't change the landing page design, nothing. Every product also not, obviously. Everything was the same. We just improved the offer and had a 2x in conversion rate, meaning we had double the revenue for the same ad spend, which is pretty insane, right? So offer is absolutely key, and this is why I wanted to make this the first step on the path to the perfect e-commerce business. So let's get into the actual action steps. So there's some more wisdom from my side. You can spend 10,000 hours trying to sell a mediocre offer and pull your hair out. Or spend 50 hours on finding a no-brainer offer and start making some serious money way sooner. So let's get it. How you can actually execute this. At first, understand your target audience. And I know that everyone loves to skip this step because it is boring and it doesn't make money right away, because it is the foundation and you don't see results from that right away. I know. So I actually linked my internal audience research plug and play sheet that I personally use when scaling ecom stores with my team. We use that, right? I share that with you in this document. You can access the complete presentation down below the video, and through the presentation, also by just clicking on this link right here, you can actually access our internal audience research plug and play sheet. So you can make audience research like the Ecom cheese yourself pretty easy, right? And it's really simplified. It's not hard, and you can do really a good audience research in 1 to 2 hours if you're fast. And then you really have a profound knowledge, a profound understanding about your audience, and then can start creating an offer for them. Because if we don't understand our audience, we cannot create a no-brainer offer for them, because we don't even know what a no-brainer would be for them, right? So that's the first step. Super important. Really understanding those buyers, right? Second step, create 5 of them, because now we understood how they think, and we want to create 5 no-brainer offers, not just one. Why? Because if we are somewhere in the beginning, even if we are super advanced, to be honest, you never know what's going to work. You just have to test things. One of the stupidest mistakes a lot of people in ecom make is putting a lot of effort in one thing, let's say one creative or one offer, putting a lot of effort into this, a lot of thoughts. And then just saying, oh, this is now the perfect offer. Let's go. This has to work. And then somehow it's maybe not working. And then they're super devastated. Why is that a big mistake? Because you just don't know. No matter how smart you are, no matter how long you have been in ecom, I'm sorry, you just don't know. I don't know. I have to test things. We all don't know. So we have to test. So 5 no-brainer offers at least. Right. How do we actually create those 5 no-brainer offers? Let's get into the nitty-gritty stuff. So this is the formula. Yes, there's actually a formula, and I have to give some credits at this point in time because I did not invent this formula, but our marketing genius and almost like marketing god, Alex Hormozy, invented this formula, right? So credits to him. And I can really recommend his stuff, his books, $100 million offers, $100 million leads, all of that. Great books, great guy. Let's get back into the video. So this is the no-brainer offer formula that really changed everything for us. So we have the dream outcome and the likelihood of achievement at the top and the time delay plus sacrifice at the bottom. So what does this actually mean? I mean, those are 4 different factors that determine how good our offer is. And we can bust those 4 different factors together in one formula. So we have the dream outcome. This is what the customer really wants. And we need good audience research to understand that. Plus the likelihood of achievement. How likely, if the customer comes on a landing page or just sees the ad, does he think, is it that he actually gets the dream outcome from buying your product? How likely is this? That's a big one that many underestimate. And then, because even if the dream outcome that the landing page sells me is great, but I just don't believe that this product will get me this dream outcome, I won't buy. So that's a big one. On the bottom is time delay and sacrifice. Time delay, pretty simple. If that would probably get me the dream outcome, but it takes 2 weeks until it's at my home, that's too long. I can buy something similar in some store here. I'm not going to buy it. And then sacrifice. What do I have to do? Okay, it requires 2 hours of daily training with this, I don't know, app trainer to get me some apps. I'm not going to do it. It's too long. Or sacrifice. It could also be, okay, it costs like $500 just to get some abs. I mean, that would actually be worth it, but let's say to most people that's not worth it, which it probably isn't. So then I say, hey, sacrifice that I have to make, that is too high. I'm not going to do it, right? So those are those four explained in a nutshell, very simply. But now let's go deep on every single one of them and how to exactly solve them and apply this on to your ads and your landing page, to your business, right? So your customers come in and say, that is an absolute no-brainer, and they just bust in their credit card numbers and you get a sale and another and another and another, and everyone just buys because your offer is so good that they would feel stupid saying no to it. Let's get it. So before we actually go into the nitty-gritty stuff, let's go back to school for a second. So we are talking about a fraction here, right? So this is an example for a fraction. 10 divided by 2, that's 5. And what we want to do is, if we increase the number on the top of the fraction, we get a bigger number at the end. 20 divided by 2 is 10. That's what we want bigger numbers. And if we increase the number on the bottom instead, we get a lower number. That's not what we want. It means worse offer. So actually, we have to increase dream outcome and the likelihood of achievement, and we have to decrease the time delay and sacrifice as much as possible, and also display all of those things, of course. All right, let's talk about the first one, dream outcome. So you have to show them the dream outcome. Then, of course, you also have to do some proper audience research to be able to show them. Then you can show them in the ads. You can show them on the landing page what the dream outcome is, right? That's how this works. And I actually linked a video, an example on how to show the dream outcome. This is a video ad example of a toothpaste that makes your teeth whiter right here, and I will put the link to this presentation down below so you can actually check out this video that is displaying the dream outcome very well, and you can just model this video, okay? So you can access this down below. But let's now get ahead. So dream outcome, so far so good. So what is actually the next thing that we have to think about? Perceived likelihood of achievement, because I think it's not that hard. The first part, okay, we have to understand what the customer really wants, the dream outcome, and then we display it as good as possible, right? And you can also just model the example that I linked down below in the presentation, right? Likelihood of achievement. Let's get into that. How likely is it that the customer will achieve this result? And we do this by using two different things. The first one is testimonials. And that's 80% of what we need to do, okay? Because if we show other people who already have the result that my potential customer wants, then we not only show that it works, we also show him some social proof for the case that it works, right? So he also builds more trust at the same time, and he realizes that this actually works. So this is very good. Testimonials are key. Good testimonial videos are absolute key for your video ads, and they're a real game changer. And the second part is just explain logical why this works. Some people are just very logical in their decisions. Most aren't, to be honest, okay? But some are. So you have to explain logically why this works, why the customer gets the results, and just break it down as simple as possible, but also with profound enough knowledge so everyone understands that this is not made up, but this is real, this is true, and this actually works, right? And then you have just, okay, you heard of this, this is how it works, and then explain in a paragraph on a landing page how it actually works. This is for actually a minority of people. Most will be convinced by the testimonials alone. So far, so good. Let's keep on going. Here's another example on how this actually works. Just explaining, and now the customers think, okay, that's how it works. Understood. It's not a scam. This actually makes sense. I'm going to buy it. Okay? It has to make sense for the customer. And here we get back into the no-brainer offer formula. Now we have a dream outcome, perceived likelihood of achievement. We maximized those, okay? And this is really depending on your audience always. So really go deep into your audience and maximize those. Then the time delay plus the sacrifice. That's what we want to minimize. Let's get into the time delay right away. Time delay could be how long does it take until I see the effects of this product. So I can explain how fast they can actually see effects. Here in this example, you see instant brightening. Okay, I use this toothpaste one time and I have instant brightening. That's super fast, a very low time delay. That's what we want. Okay, then shipping. How long does shipping take? Obviously, I have to include that. I can include it in ads, definitely on the landing page. And then the sacrifice. Price is one sacrifice. If the price of my product is relatively high, that is no problem, but I just have to make the sacrifice lower, meaning I have to offer installments, for example. That's one good thing. Then if the price seems too high for many customers, and you will see that in your comments if that's a very common thing, that the price seems too high, and in your conversion rate as well, obviously, and make a post-purchase survey and all of those things. Ask what almost didn't prevent you, what almost made you not buy from our store. Ask those people those things, and then you will find out, okay, almost the price led me to not buying. If they say that, then you know, okay, your price is too high, meaning your perceived likelihood of the value, your perceived value is not high enough, because your price, if you already are at 50% margin or lower, you should not lower your price. That's not what you should do. What you should do instead is you should increase the perceived value of the customer, because it's only expensive if the perceived value is not that high. Okay? $1,000 for an Apple is extremely expensive. $1,000 for an Apple iPhone is absolutely justified. So those are two different things, of course, but the perceived value that I get from it is a different one. From the iPhone, I can call my friends, I can use all the apps, I get also some status from having an iPhone, all of that stuff. I don't get those things from an Apple, so I would spend $1,000 on an iPhone. So $1,000 is not expensive. It's just, what does the customer see in your product, and does he see the value? Because if customers see the value, they are open to spending a lot of money on your products, actually. So, but they have to see the value. So that's a big one, okay? Perceived value. And then checkout process. How seamless is it? How good is it? And if you just use Shopify, honestly, that's very seamless and good checkout process in your store. So yeah, just don't worry about that too much. Just one important thing, make sure you have Shop Pay, Google Pay, Apple Pay, all of those things installed and connected. Okay, so those work and people can really make a one-click checkout. Right? Then usage, show how simple customers can use your product and so on. All of those things. Okay, everything that really lowers the sacrifice. Oh, this is easy to use. I don't have to dedicate 3 hours a day to this. I just brush my teeth for 5 minutes with this, and that's it. Okay, low sacrifice on my end. That's good. We understood our audience. We created 5 no-brainer offers, and then we test them through the ads. That's pretty simple, right? So we then pick the best one based on ROAS. And actually, I have a video where I walk you through click by click on how to set up ads, how we actually run and scale ads for those stores that you just saw in the beginning of the video. And yeah, I literally walk you through click by click. I share my screen and you can just copy what we do click by click. It works very well, okay? So pretty easy. So you just set up the ads for those 5 different offers, test them against each other, and you then let it run for a week at least. But I explained that in this other video for the ads in detail. Just follow that. And then you check out, based on ROAS, which of those offers has the best return on ad spend. So it's the winner, okay? And then you pick the winner and only have to ask one question, really. Is it profitable? If your winner is now profitable, very good. You have, congrats, you have a winning business case, and now scale it, right? So we will talk about the second part now, and that is master one channel, okay? Now that you just created offers, which is groundwork and which takes a lot of work and you don't see immediate results, and you just tested which of those 5 is working the best and it is profitable. If it's not profitable, obviously go back to the drawing board, make more offers, make them even better, and keep testing until you have one that's profitable, okay? Great. You can improve ROAS and stuff like that later on, but it should at least be somehow profitable right from the get-go. Otherwise, it would be too hard later on, and otherwise your offer is probably just not good enough. So really, if there's none of those 5 that's profitable, go back to the drawing board and test more. Okay, keep testing 5 new offers until you find one that's profitable. And then we go into step number 2, and that is mastering one channel. So let's get into it. Okay, what it is. We need to get people into our shop that buy our products, and we need to do that profitably. Pretty simple. Okay, that's where we run ads. And then our cost per acquisition, aka CPA, how much we pay for every customer, needs to be below our profit per order. Okay, also pretty simple. And then we pick one advertising channel and stick with it until we achieved that. Super simple. Okay. Right, so how I learned this. We always had the best results when focusing on one channel only. We usually start with meta ads, so Facebook and Instagram, until we are at $100K per month, okay? Focusing one channel, okay? Because getting a new channel to run is kind of like an airplane taking off. And an airplane taking off actually uses 70% this airplane of this fuel while taking off. Sounds crazy, right? So flies a large distance, this airplane, and in this little part of the way where it's taking off, it already uses 70% of the fuel, which is crazy. But this is kind of how it works with ads. You need to invest the most time, energy, and money in the beginning to get it going. Once it's going, once it's profitable, it's pretty easy, okay? Or at least way easier than getting a new channel going. So we only want to focus on one channel at a time, get it to 100K a month, then we can implement the next one. But first we need to focus on one channel, and yeah, that's what we do here. So if you chase 2 rabbits, you will not catch either one. That's just how it works. And this is how you can actually execute this. Pick one channel. I would recommend Meta, as I said in the beginning. Then start, but also depending on your product. If you're really selling a low ticket product, which I wouldn't recommend, you should start on TikTok and stuff like that. But make your research, audience research, check out where your audience actually is, and then pick one channel based on that. But to generalize it, I would really recommend to start with meta ads, so Facebook and Instagram as a channel. Right, then start running ads with your killer offer that you just found and killer creatives. We'll talk about that in a second. And spend at least $100 a day. Again, I have the video, I will link it down below, how to actually click by click set up profitable meta ads. And then you need to set up proper tracking. I'll also show you this in the other video. I will use Triple Whale or Hyros, but I'll give you clear advice on this and also the ads video. And then look at the whole funnel. From funnel is your process. Here on the top of the funnel, there are potential new customers that see your ad, and here on the bottom, there are people who bought your product, okay? And those are all the stages between, like people who come into your store and stuff like that. Okay, look at the funnel from click-through rate to conversion rate and see where it breaks. Click-through rate is pretty much the first one, okay? So out of those people who see your ad, how many people really click on the ad, okay? And then conversion rate, out of those people who come to the store, how many buy? And really tear those numbers apart and really dig deep into those numbers and see where the funnel breaks. Look up industry benchmarks and really compare it and check out where your funnel breaks. That is so key, really having the numbers dialed in. Because so many people waste so much money on ads and just don't understand where their funnel is currently breaking. So really analyzing that is absolute key. And especially for myself and the Ecom stores I've been involved with in the past, where I made a very good analysis of where this funnel was breaking and found the root cause of why this was breaking, it always boosted us massively after that. So this is a big one. Take some time, and it's pretty boring, but you have to look at it like an engine and really understand where the engine has broken parts and then fix them. Here's a pro tip. Yeah, look up industry benchmarks. That's what I already just mentioned. And last point here is analyze why you're not hitting a benchmark. If you made a good analysis, you will know how to improve your broken parts of this business, okay? Because if your business is not generating the wanted outcome, which is profit, then it has some broken parts that need to be fixed. As simple as that. Right. Let's keep on going with this journey. This is the funnel. This is how you look at it. This is where you type in your numbers and then really see, okay, where are we below industry benchmarks? CTR, okay, is above industry benchmarks. That's not what we have to worry about. Conversion rate is super low. Okay, that's a problem. How can we fix this? I actually even just have put in the turning points that you need to focus on when those specific parts are broken. So if your CTR is low, you focus on your offer and your creative. If your landing page visits are low compared to your ad clicks, focus on page speed. If your conversion rate is low, focus on offer and conversion rate optimization, primarily offer. And if your AOV is low, again, focus on your offer and conversion rate optimization. You can do bundles and stuff like that to increase your AOV, also important point, right? And then at the end of the day, if you focus on each of those parts that are broken and fix them, you will have a running business case, a working business case. It's not possible any other way, okay? Otherwise, it would just mean that you don't have a product market fit, but this is the case for the absolute minority of e-com stores out there that are already making some revenue. And for 99% of e-com businesses out there, it's just the case that they have some broken parts in their funnel that they haven't fixed, that need to be fixed, right? And if those parts would just be fixed, the whole business would be running very well. Right, so this analysis really makes sense. Quick example right here. I use the concept of the 5-step analysis. This is, by the way, again, not invented by myself. This is invented by a guy probably way smarter than me. His name is Ray Dalio. I can really recommend his book, Principles. Let's now get into his method of the 5-step analysis. We first have to know what is the goal. Okay, the goal is, for example, having a 2% CTR, link CTR. Okay, always focus on that. Then the problem is we currently have a 0.6% CTR. That's bad. Then what is the root cause of this problem? Oh, creatives is of course the root cause if we have a bad CTR. Okay, then step number 4, designing changes. And that's designing changes to get around the problem. And this is pretty simple. It's just making better creatives. So step number 1, we analyze successful competitors. Step number 2, we script the new creatives. Step number 3, we record the new creatives, then cut them, publish them, test them, find more winners, and fix that bottleneck. Bam. Okay, just really identify the bottlenecks and then make changes on how to fix them and create a clear list of action steps that will lead to the fixing of this problem. So far, so good. Then execute this list. You just created. That's it. Those were already the first 2 parts of this journey. And now we get into the third one, and that is the creative machine. So what is a creative machine? A machine that gives you 10 to 30 new ad creatives per week based on our analysis. What does this mean? And how did I learn that we need this? There's a study done by Meta itself, actually, showing that the top 1% of advertisers, and that is crazy. Now listen up, the top 1% of advertisers, they test 11 times more creatives than everyone else on the platform. So that is pretty significant. So we don't have to waste any more time on understanding why testing more creatives leads to us having better performance. And it's pretty simple, right? If we test more creatives is the most important part here on the ad side, then we will find more creatives that perform. If we find more creatives that perform, we have more to scale, we have a better ROAS and all of that, and we have a great successful business case. So we just need to test a lot of creatives. How you can now actually execute this. First, watch the video on the creative machine. I actually also have a video here on YouTube where I share step by step how we set up our creative process, how we source creatives, how we make our analysis, all of that stuff, and how we, based on the analysis, create new creatives, how we switch up some parts inside of the creative. So you can really, with very little effort, get a lot of different creatives out of this creative process and test a lot of them against each other and find a lot of winners. The second step is create the board that I explain in the video that I will link below, and then assign the responsibilities. So you just need people, and if you're alone, you can actually do all of those things alone. So you need someone to analyze creatives, make a profound analysis based on ROAS and CTR and so on. Then you need someone to cut the new creatives, source the content. You need someone, as I said, to create content or source content. And that's pretty much it. Then you start analyzing the creative performance and create new ones based on your learnings. So what I would recommend is, that's how we do it. I also explain that in the other video. Make a good, profound creative analysis every Thursday and launch 10 to 30 new ad creatives every Monday after that. Right? So far, so good. And how many new creatives? I would bust out 10 to 30 per week. And how long should you keep repeating this process until you're rich? Just keep going for that long, right? So step number 4, more ad channels. What does this mean? Right, so once you scaled profitably to 100K per month, you do the same thing with the next ad channel. That's how it works. How I learned this: you can get banned from Meta. That happened to probably almost everyone who spent some significant amounts of money on Meta, right? At least once. And all your revenue is suddenly gone if you just put all your eggs in one basket. You shouldn't do that, right? So never put all your eggs in one basket. So how you can actually execute this: pick a second channel after you hit 100K a month, obviously, with the first channel. Then start advertising on the second channel. Launch the creative machine for the second channel, because you might need a different type of creatives for this channel, okay? Then you look at the funnel, for example, last step, creative machine, because for TikTok, you need other creatives than for Meta. For Pinterest, obviously, you need other creatives than for Meta. So launch a new creative machine for this channel, always based on the winners in the beginning from the advertising channel that you already brought to 100K a month. Pretty simple. Then look at the funnel again, as we talked about, analyze and optimize. Pretty simple. Then, is the new channel profitable? Nice. Scale it to 100K a month as well and start over with a new channel, and then really go multi-channel and really never put all your eggs in one basket, and go multi-channel ASAP, but only if you have your first channel at 100K a month in revenue from that channel, because otherwise you're just splitting focus too much when you shouldn't at that time. But as soon as you can, as soon as you reach that point, go multi-channel, because really, like, Meta can just decide to ban your ad account and suddenly all of that revenue is gone. I would do that. Then how long should you do that? Until you're so rich that you can bath in your own money. And that is it. That is the end of this process to creating the perfect e-commerce business. And I know it sounds probably too simple to be true, but this is exactly what we do to get the results you saw in the beginning of the video. To scale to 300K in revenue, 100K in profit per month, all of those numbers ASAP. Or to get a store from 0 to 30K a month in the first month. All of those things work by just using those exact action steps that I just gave you, right? And you now have really the perfect plan on how to execute this, on how to really go from 0 to hero, from nothing to something with your online business, selling physical products online, right? And I'm so sorry to tell you at this point, even if you're one of the few that watched this far, 99% of you who watched until this point will still not reach any significant success in e-commerce. I'm sorry. Why is that? Because having the plan is one thing. Having the information is good and necessary, but still 99% of you will not follow through with executing those action steps as good as possible. Because all of this sounds easy, but it may often get hard within the process. And you will lose clear vision. You will lose the sight of clear next steps. And your vision might get blurry and the way might get harder. And you will not know what the next step is. And you will not know if this is ever going to work. You will have a lot of doubts. And most of you will give up in the process. that is not my opinion. This is really just what statistics tell us. It's just how it is. And I really tried my best to come up with a solution for this problem, because I want the most possible or the highest possible number of you watching this far to succeed with this. So I thought back on what my problems were. And my problems were the ones I just explained. I had the information, but I was just not following through. After I tried my best for 3-4 days, was working so much, and I was totally burnt out again and did nothing for a few days. And then I slacked. I lost the clear vision for the next steps, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if this is ever going to work. So my motivation went down and all of those things. And this was horrible. It was a horrible journey until I made one change, until I met some people who were on the same journey as I was. And I partnered up with them, not really in terms of business partnership. I still have my business alone. But I said, hey, let's keep each other accountable on the tasks. So we made some weekly calls. We talked about our goals and then our clear tasks. And we could also give each other feedback on our tasks for the next week. And then after that, we would recap if we ticked off all the tasks, if we pursued our path to our goal, if we did that successfully. And that was such a game changer in my life. I can't even explain how heavily this impacted me, because whenever I had a problem, whenever I lost clear vision, whenever I didn't see what my best next steps were, because again, nothing was working and stuff like that, and everything was so hard, and I just didn't know how to continue with this. Then I hopped on that weekly call with my accountability partner at that time, and he gave me feedback on this and this and this, and he gave me an outsider's view on all of those things, and suddenly all of those things seemed so much easier again, because we ourselves are sometimes stuck so deep in the nitty-gritty stuff of this business and stuck so deep in this process that we really lose the vision, the clear sight, the clear plan to our goal. And this helped me so massively. And this is what I want to create for you guys, a group where you just can find an accountability partner that is on your level, okay? So you will be matched within this community based on your level of revenue that you currently make. You can just tick one of the boxes that says the revenue that you currently make, and based on your current level, you will be matched with an accountability partner that is on your level, and you will also get a clear action plan on how to work this out, on how to make the weekly calls, what to talk about, what to do, and you will get way more stuff within that group. But this is the most important thing, okay? Just finding one accountability partner who's on the same journey as you, at the same time experiences the same problems, and you can talk about those things and find solutions together. And that will boost you so heavily ahead, because going this way alone is so hard, and going this way alone is what leads to most of people failing at this, because it's just the probability of making it alone is just so low. It's insane. And that's why I created this community where you can find an accountability partner and not only have the information on what to do, but also have some accountability on pushing through with the exact action steps. So you can enter this with the link down below. It should be pretty easy. And that's it for now. I'll catch you in the next one.